Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate as well as Remax Realtron, back with another video today. Before I get into the main topic of today's video, as always, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Even if your review is critical, I'm always open to feedback. You can also find my contact info in the description. So anyways, let's get on with the video. So a client of mine recently asked me whether or not a pre-construction unit would be a good option for him, seeing as how he's a first-time home buyer and he's trying to see all the options readily available to him. And I gave him a very honest feedback in terms of the pros and cons for his particular portfolio, being a first-time home buyer, related to a pre-construction unit. So I gave him all the pros, I gave him all the cons. In explaining to him, I realized, oh, this would be a very good topic for a video. Why not make a video about it? So I'm gonna run down quickly in this video the pros and cons of a pre-construction unit for first-time home buyers as an option. Pro number one, pre-construction units, when you buy them, obviously you're buying them as part of a pre-construction project entirely, and projects typically have payment plans for the deposit. Now, payment plans differ project to project, builder to builder, right? Because you're buying from the builder. And that's going to be key in one of the cons I'm going to discuss later in the video. But for now, seeing as to how you're buying from the builder, you're buying a product in the future, there is a payment plan for the deposit. For instance, if you're gonna buy a resale, whether it's a condo or a house, there is no deposit structure. There's no payment plan of any kind because you're buying directly from another end user. Since you're buying from a builder and it's a pre-construction project and they're marketing these units, they're trying to sell these units, every project has its own payment plan, right? So for instance, one of the projects that came up about a year ago, I don't know why that one's fresh in my memory, but the payment plan was $5,000 on signing. So as soon as you sign the paper, $5,000 then 5% in 30 days, another 5% in 60 days, 5% in 120 days, so on and so forth, right? Until you accumulated the deposits and down payment. The rest would obviously be mortgaged like any other purchase, right? The rest would be mortgaged. So from the perspective of a first-time home buyer, it's a pro because you kind of get to go at your own pace, right? You don't have to have a lump sum of money all at once. Like I said, you could put $5,000 down, then 5% of the purchase price within 60 days and 120 days and so on and so forth. So it gives you a little more breathing space, a little more time to get your finances together, and more opportunity to get the money in order. Pro number two. So for pro number two, I'm going to discuss the price, because for 99% of the pre-construction units you will see on the market and projects, when you purchase a unit, you're buying it at a discounted price. And it could be many discounted prices at many different stages, right? So there's the exclusive VIP level, wherein only a select few know about a pre-construction project and have the price list and the floor plans, right? So let's say, for example, you're trying to buy a 1-bedroom plus den. If you're in the VIP level 1, you get a cheaper price than once it gets released to the brokers and real estate agents. And then those who have exclusive access to those pre-con projects, it's kind of a VIP access level 2. At that level, if you get introduced to the unit, you get it at a still cheaper price, but a little more expensive. And then once it hits the end user, once you see advertising on billboards on the streets and perhaps on the TV, and they already have a little presentation center, then you still get it for cheaper, but that's like VIP level access number 3, right? At that point, it's technically kind of VIP still, but you're still getting it a bit more expensive than you would have otherwise at VIP level 1 or VIP level 2. So this is all to say that since you're getting early access for these units, you get a discounted price. So that also is beneficial for first-time home buyers because you're purchasing something for much cheaper, whatever level you're getting at, whether you're getting it at level 1 or level 3, you're purchasing a property for much cheaper you would have otherwise, whether it be the same property today or that very same property when the pre-construction project ends. All right, so I'm gonna get into the cons now. And these cons are not necessarily exclusive to first-time home buyers, but if you are a first-time home buyer, these cons are definitely something to think about. Con number one, pre-con projects typically take from 3 to 5 years to complete, and you have to figure out what you're gonna do in those 3 to 5 years. So some first-time home buyers are renting, some first-time home buyers are living at home, some first-time home buyers are coming from a foreign country. So what your situation is really matters. But overall, I would say as a generality, the 3 to 5 year time period is somewhat of a negative. Unless you can live for free, which is technically living rent-free and you're not paying a mortgage because you're a first-time home buyer, right? You haven't purchased a house before. So basically you're living at home. Unless that's the scenario, any other scenario, the 3 to 5 year time frame is a negative to really consider and to do your calculations with. Think about it. So let's say you're currently renting at $2,200 a month, and you see a pre-construction project you like, and you find the unit, you see the floor plans, you see the price list, how much you have to pay for square footage for that unit. You have to do the math to see, well, will this make sense for me to pay rent for the next 5 years or 3 years, best case scenario 3 years? Will this be worth it for me? I mean, should I forego a cheaper unit that I will get in 5 years so I can save the rent money and potentially buy something today? Or should I do the complete opposite? You have to really think about it. And typically the wait time related to the fact that you have to pay rent turns out to be a negative for some first-time home buyers. Con number two. If you do not get your financing in order, you may not get your deposit back. Now, if you recall earlier in the video, I said that you're buying from the builder directly, right? So, and I said that could be a con, and here is why. So in a regular transaction where you're just buying from another homeowner, say, you know what, I'm putting down this deposit, but in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can get my financing in order, getting approved for a mortgage. And you sign the agreement of purchase and sale, your offer gets accepted, let's say your deposit is $20,000. But for whatever reason, the financing doesn't go through, you don't get approved for that mortgage, but you've already submitted a deposit. Do you lose that deposit? Well, often you don't, right? The homeowner on the other end will either sign a mutual release, or if they are being stubborn, the case will go to court and the local judge will sign some sort of court order, some sort of release, and you get your deposit back. Basically, in a regular transaction, when you're buying from another homeowner, if you submit a deposit but the transaction falls through due to financing issues, you get your deposit back via mutual release or a court order, right? So let's say, like I said, you submitted $20,000 as a deposit, but the financing doesn't go through, you'll probably get that $20,000 back if the deal falls through. This is not exactly the same case with a pre-construction project. If you go according to that payment plan I explained earlier, and you get up to a lump sum of money as a deposit, and your financing doesn't go through, you can't get approved for the mortgage, the builder will not return your deposit, because builders are bigger and they have better lawyers, and you're not the only person buying from them. So be very, very careful, especially as a first-time home buyer. Be very careful that you have all your I's dotted and T's crossed. I think that's the saying, I'm not sure. So yeah, that could be a very, very big negative for a first-time home buyer. So that's it. 2 quick pros and 2 quick cons. Obviously, there's more to it, but I thought I would make a quick video. By my standards, quick. People tell me I talk for too long, but you know, I'm a talkative person. That's why I'm in this industry in the first place, right? So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, comment, rate, and review. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to comment. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate, as well as Realtor Realty Inc. And yeah, stay tuned for more.